Hi and welcome back. Today we are having another guest. It's a surprise guest that we did not have on our itinerary, but that's okay because we have Cristian Hernandez from Fiagon Hemostasis.
Welcome.
And he's going to need a new name tag soon.
Yes,
probably.
it is. We've gone through all.
Yes. And we have Rami here, and I'm Laura Dennis. And so we're just going to talk. We're going to talk first question, the hard question. There's a recent acquisition. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of all of these things. And Fiagon has joined Hemostasis, and they actually have a booth here at the Academy. Do you know the booth number?
1034.
1034. Head over there. All the Fiagon, everybody we know and love at Fiagon is there. But today we want to talk about what it's been like with this acquisition, how things are going. Just kind of bring yourself to speed.
So a lot has been going on in the past, I would say, 18 months. Back in October of 2020, Fiagon was acquired by Intersect. Had a home for a little while, and then of course Intersect was acquired by Medtronic. Through that entire deal, the Hemostasis Group ended up acquiring Fiagon Technologies, and we've been with them since May of this year. It's been very interesting. I think that the acquisition made a lot of sense just because we were able to provide kind of the continuous care with the navigation system and the dilation system, along with all the hemostatic products and nasal dressings that Hemostasis offers.
Well, you pointed out what this allows you to do when we were pre-gaming without alcohol.
Unfortunately.
They just have coffee in these booths. And water. I can't get sparkling water.
One day.
So when we were pre-gaming, without just talking, you pointed out that you can have the whole kind of suite of that surgical solution from the nav and the balloon, and then to the hemostasis products, and how that's kind of this nice bundled package.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for those of you that are not familiar with Fiagon, so we provide our two major platforms. One is the Cube navigation platform, and the other is the Venture balloon sinus dilation platform.
The Cube is the upgrade to your last.
Correct.
Yes.
So we didn't have a great name for it, to be honest. So we call it the Legacy Fiagon or the Classic Fiagon, the Silver Box Fiagon. But so we've gone through a lot of change in the past few years, not only just as a company, but with the technologies. The Cube specifically, what we've done is created kind of even a smaller footprint navigation system with better feedback lighting on it. But the key feature that we've added onto it is something called photo registration. Every single ENT who has surgical navigation knows the process of how to do navigation with tactile face, dropping points and whatnot. We've actually created a process called photo registration, which eliminates that process completely.
Okay.
So what you do instead is you bring in our device, take one click, and it registers the patient.
Nice.
You don't have to touch the patient. It takes about 30-40 seconds to calibrate or to register the patient, and that's it. Good to go.
The other cool thing is you have a Xoran mini-cat in the office, and Fiagon, I know that you'll support cases in the surgical center or in the hospital, but you have it in the office, and you can just push those images right from the mini-cat over your network, over your local area network.
No more CD, no more thumb drive.
Right.
Super fast, super easy. As long as you're on the same Wi-Fi, it works.
And reliable. Yes.
Oh, it could be Wi-Fi. Better. Yes, very, very fast, very easy. We love to help get those things set up because it can be a real hassle and a headache. I can't tell you. Back in the day, our customer service engineer would hear a doctor screaming because he has a case, he can't get the CD.
Patients
the CD
there.
the CD is not working. So somebody didn't burn the images correctly, and now what do you do? So having it over the Wi-Fi is just it's a night and day in terms of that peace of mind.
Yes.
You wanted to use your nav system, and it's just easy.
We've seen a large number of practices start to adapt in office nav, especially, obviously, balloons have been around for a while, and that's continuing to kind of be here and offer that support to patients, but even more so, navigation is starting to come into play a lot. Even before CT sometimes, which I don't really understand, but it is starting to be relevant.
The only way you can do these cases with a CT scanner,
Yes.
right? So when we
Yeah.
hear all the time, we get our CT scanner from an off-patient or an inpatient area or not a facility, we kind of say, I hope that CT scan comes in, right?
Yeah.
But with the Xoran, like a mini-cat specifically, where we we see a lot of those in the offices. What's even better, not only just that DICOM push, but the scan protocol that you can have set up ahead of time.
Right.
When you click one button, you have the right, we know for a fact it's going to be
The export's going to be correct. Yes, yes, yes. I can't tell how many times the doctors talks about getting the images back from radiology, and they're just not right. It's not right for what they need. It's not the right resolution for the navigation system lines.
And when you're coming from those areas too, they're doing not just ENT cases, but they're doing cardio.
Right,
all
exactly.
those, right?
Yeah.
When you have an ENT office, they know that they're going to always be in the same protocol every single time for the most part.
We usually
That's
label them, all caps.
Yeah.
This export for Fiagon, this export for burning the CD, and then you have that quality control of it.
Patient positioning, making sure that you're doing the right protocol, all those things is as much an art as it is a science.
Yeah.
So making sure that if you're doing them consistently and you get that training and you have the staff and the personnel doing it in your office, it's just going to make that process more efficient, streamlined, and obviously correct, which is what you want. You want that sub-millimeter accuracy when doing image guidance, that's for sure.
Yes, and our systems export to in 0.4 millimeters, but keep in mind we've also tested the registration accuracy, and that is at an industry best, and I think it was at 0.5 millimeters, about 0.5 millimeters. So we did that white paper a couple of years ago. So it's very exciting that the doctors have that peace of mind, and you have not just you have the image resolution sub-millimeter, but also the registration accuracy at sub-millimeters. We always skipped over the important stuff, which is, Cristian, what's your title? What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do at Fiagon?
So I've been with Fiagon for 5 years, specifically in the marketing department. My title is Senior Product Manager of ENT for Fiagon. But kind of the Fiagon name, I think one thing that we need to kind of clear up is, Hemostasis acquired Fiagon, but we actually keep both brand names for a little while.
Oh, wow.
So we are owned by Fiagon. We're owned by Hemostasis, but we are going to be keeping the Fiagon brand for a little while.
Okay, I didn't want to misname anybody,
No, it's okay.
especially these days.
What's next for Fiagon? What's next for you guys?
So what's next for us is we want to. That's a really great question because we're still in integration mode, right? So we're worried about
It's
process.
it's a whole thing.
It's interesting because we finished all the processes. I think we finished everything in terms of the acquisition with Intersect within like 16 months, and then 2 months later we reacquired, right? So then we have to start new processes over again or go back to our old processes.
Right.
But I think overall what we want to do is we want to be able to kind of go back and really focusing on the patient workflow, right? One thing that when we started our campaign with launching the Cube last year, Cube, Venture, and Virtui, what we wanted to do was simplify the patient's journey to relief. That was our main campaign. So what we are really going to be doing is trying to educate our sales reps to make sure that they not only are just providing a product, but making sure that they can be trained to speak intelligently in the office to be able to figure out, hey, what are the doc's business dynamics? What can we do for your practice? Not just we will provide technology. So
More consultative
more
sale.
consultative sale rather than transactional sale.
And I'm sure your old customers and your new customers want that.
Absolutely. I think it's previous companies did a really good job of that, and you guys do a really good job of that. But unfortunately, a lot of folks kind of focus on the products and try to sell it to the customer rather than looking at it from a more holistic point of view. So really, right now, it's going to be the education of a lot of those reps, and then we're running pretty soon at that.
I agree. I would say it's super important to meet your customers where they're at. They want a solution. They don't want a product.
In my opinion, I have an engineering background, so I always want to find the solution pretty quickly, try to find the technical way to do it. But the best way that you can figure out what someone needs is actually going and talking to them. And that's what I think the biggest job of the product manager is figuring out what the needs of the customer.
Agreed.
How can they reach out to you since you're owned by Hemostasis? You obviously had some shift. What is the best way for them to reach out to Fiagon Sales?
So if you want to reach out to Fiagon Sales, still figure a lot of that out, but if you need to reach out to Fiagon Sales, email customer service at fiagon.com, and we'll be able to help you provide whatever we need to.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today. Super
Thank you guys
fun.
for having me. Appreciate
Yeah, of
it.
course.
Thanks so much.
Nice surprise.
All right. Well, I'm Laura Dennis, Rami Alzubi, and Cristian Hernandez, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.